Good morning, Izzo. Happy Monday, everyone. We are at Disney's Yacht Club Resort. Hey, Lynette. Happy Cinco de Mayo, yes. Hey, Captain Kirk. Yes. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. If you can read this, thank a teacher today. Absolutely. Hey, Peaches, good morning. It is very quiet here, so I am whispering in the lobby. We're gonna go outside so I can be a little bit louder. But truly one of my favorite Disney resorts is a Yacht Club, of course, and they're doing some construction. Well, happy Monday, happy Cinco de Mayo. We are here. Look at this lovely arrangement of flowers. Oh my goodness. It would be so cute to have a little room right here looking down on this courtyard and of course the construction, they're working on the pool over here. I don't know when that will be ready, but hopefully in time for summer. But look at these gorgeous flowers. Hey, Shamrock Turtle, how are you? So gorgeous. It's a beautiful morning here in Orlando, Florida. This is a great picture spot, especially for like the little kids. I could see them being like just as tall as the flowers, taking a nice picture. It's gorgeous. So we're gonna go for a little stroll. Definitely gonna be going back into the resort in a little bit, but I mean, it's so nice out. I wanna be outside and we can take a little tour of the boardwalk and walk around. But thank you all for being here, taking the time out of your morning to do something for you. We have so many people running around the boardwalk this morning too. We're gonna go into this little lighthouse. I love the view from over there. Izzo's gonna be working and lurking. Gotcha. Peaches ran a half marathon in DC yesterday. Nice, congrats. Got a PR. Amazing. Still not as fast as I wanted. Giving myself some grace. It poured on us. I'm sore and tired. First of all, congratulations for A, even just running a half marathon, B, getting a PR, and C, doing it in the rain. Yeah, I think you definitely need to give yourself grace because that's amazing. And take some time today to relax. You worked hard. And we have WDW Streamfinder. Thanks for being here. There's a bird over there. I don't know if you could see. Right there. Looks like some sort of egret. It's kind of big. Look at that. Beautiful sights. Hey, Nicholas. Welcome. Yeah, it is a great way to start the week, right? So happy to be here. The sun is rising earlier and earlier. I love that because our days are getting longer. The sun is setting later and later. This is why I love Florida this time of year. It's just gorgeous. The days are getting hotter, but I'm okay with that. I like it. It's like a warm Florida hug. I always say that, a warm Florida hug. Hey, Kelsey, we got Shannon here. We got Eric. Big crew this morning. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do. It helps to push the stream out to more and more people. We want to spread all the positivity this morning. And I got to tell you, I was struggling earlier today, if you could believe it, because I've been up since 4. And even last night, just like not feeling myself. But right before I started the stream, I kind of refocused my energy And I'm happy that you're all here. I'm happy to be here. So thanks so much for tuning in. We have a flying V. Look at that. Look at all those birds. But yes, definitely pat yourselves on the back. Thanks for starting out this morning, making time for yourself. I know we all have busy lives, but I appreciate you being here, and you should be, proud of yourself for taking time for you. For people that are veterans to my channel, thanks so much for coming back. If you're new here, welcome. Please know that this is a judgment-free zone. Everybody that converses in the chat, we're good people. So if you have questions, comments, leave them down below. There is no judgment. I'm very happy that you're here. There's a lot of people up and active this morning. A lot of runners on the boardwalk, people going for walks. I see the Skyliner is already in full swing. I don't know if you can see it from all the way over here. But it looks like it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Just enjoying the views. I love to come streaming here on the boardwalk, honestly, because there's so much to look at, so much to see, and the skyline is always beautiful. So I'm really enjoying this, taking it all in. As some of you know, I do have an accountability group on Instagram with some of my girlfriends, and every day we kind of check in with each other. We make sure that we're completing our daily task. Everybody has a goal that they want to set for themselves for each day, something that they want to create as a habit, and just it's positive vibes, right? No judgment, just everything's positive. And I wrote them a message this morning, again, just to realign myself as well. And I wanted to ask them what 2 words they're going to carry with them into the week to kind of help them focus on their goals, focus on their values, and to help realign them, because it's been, in my opinion, a crazy April. Very, very busy. But yeah, so the 2 words that I came up with for this week, and I feel like I've used these words before, but I really want to focus on productivity and positivity. And as an English teacher, I appreciate the alliteration too. It just kind of worked out that way. But the 2 P's for this week are productivity and positivity. So if you want to start out your morning today thinking about 2 words that you're going to carry with you this week to help you kind of focus on your goals, things that you want to accomplish, and even just a way of being. If you want to think of 2 words, you can share it in the chat if you want to. That's completely up to you. But I want to use these next couple of moments to do a little quiet reflection and looking out on this beautiful skyline here. So if you want to share them, you can. If not, that's okay. But use this time to just reflect, and then we'll keep walking. All right. So we're gonna continue our stroll. We're gonna go through the lighthouse because why not? That's so fun. It's just a fun thing to do. There's nothing really happening in here. We got a little water fountain. Who knows when that has been cleaned? I don't know. It just skeeves me out. But we're gonna walk through. It's super cute. If it's ever raining too, at least you have a little area of refuge, which is kind of fun. All right. So for this stream, we are going to talk about one of the books I'm currently reading. I'm actually almost finished with it. Thought I'd be finished before the stream. I am not. It happens. But it's called The Little Book of Lykke. It's spelled Lykke, but I hear that it's pronounced Lykke. And then I hope I'm saying the author's name right, but it's Meik, Wiking? I don't know. But the full title and author's name is in the description down below. So if you want to check that out, it's there. But it's a book about happiness. And they basically study what makes people happy. And they put it into this little book, and I'm truly enjoying reading it. I'm going to share some of those thoughts and cliff notes with you. Peaches says, leader, since I'm acting supervisor, and Grace, because I try too hard to be a perfectionist. I hear ya. I hear you, Peaches. That is for sure. I encourage you to pick up Brene Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection. That definitely helped realign me a little bit and my thinking, because I do have perfectionist tendencies with certain things, not with everything. And that book really helped me to shift my mindset. I definitely talked about it on past live streams that I'm sure you've watched, but if you want to check out that book, that's the first book that comes to mind. But I love those words for the week: leader and grace. Beautiful. So this book, again, studies what makes people happy all around the world. And they share some facts and statistics. And it is a little bit dated. I think the studies that were done in this book were from 2013 to 2017. So, of course, it was before the pandemic. But there are some things that we can absolutely take away from the book and apply it to our own lives. So I'm going to share some of those with you today, and probably on next week's stream as well. Lynette, oh, hello, Billy Batson, welcome. Vince, how we doing? Lynette says, recuperating and reflection for me. Love it, because again, we have some alliteration. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Recuperating and reflection. Beautiful. So in the book, obviously one of the biggest things, and I feel like we've talked about this on previous streams too, but being part of a community and having a sense of like belonging, right, is going to give you a positive effect on your overall well-being, and it's going to increase that happiness. But they talk about the balance between privacy and community, right? Not everything needs to be public, and you don't need to, have such a large circle of friends in order to, feel that fulfillment and that joy and happiness, right? So it's finding a balance, or in my terms, harmony between privacy and community. So being part of a quote unquote tribe will give you a positive effect. And I know I've talked about on other streams the idea of, like, it's not that we want to fit in, we want to belong, right? And that's what makes us feel fulfilled and happy in life. So finding that community and knowing that you belong instead of, fitting in, because fitting in strips you down of your identity, your individuality. But finding that community is really going to help you find fulfillment. I feel like I should be going this way because the sunrise, but maybe we'll take a moment here. It is super busy on the boardwalk today. I guess everyone wanted to get up and get moving. I love it. And I have different ways of creating that community that we're going to talk about. What is going on? Yeah, I think I'm going to go this way. The sun is rising, so I'm going to change directions. So Izzo says, order and delegate, because I'm chaos incarnate and I do everything myself. I hear that. I love the word delegate. It's beautiful. Yes, we should be doing more of that, right? And if we have people in our circle that we trust, we should be able to delegate to those people, like just letting go, right? Giving it up to the universe. It's okay. And trust that everything's going to work out. If we delegate, that's okay. Okay, so in the book, it suggests 5 ways to plant a community, right? If you don't have one that you want to be a part of, you can create one. And I love these suggestions that they give. So I'm going to kind of talk through them and see, see what works, see what sparks your interest. The first one is create a directory for your street or neighborhood, or if you live in like an apartment complex, maybe your building, right? So going around to people in your community and kind of asking, what are some things that you are good at? Maybe you have somebody that's really like a handyman, right? And he would maybe offer those services, whether monetarily or just voluntarily, to people in the community. So having that information where if something goes wrong, they need something fixed, they can call this person, right? Creating that sense of community. Or somebody that really loves to bake, but they don't do it as a career. Somebody's looking for, hey, like I need to get cupcakes for my child's class or something, and it's last minute. Maybe you have a neighbor that's able to help you out with that. So just creating that directory of like, who are these people in my immediate, community, my neighborhood, and having things that they're good at, things that they would like to help provide, I think is creating that sense of community. You're going to become more familiar with people in your immediate area, not necessarily meaning you're going to be best friends with them, but at least now you have a network and people's names. I think that's a brilliant idea. The second one is establish a book lending cupboard, or like a little shelf area. So again, that's something that you can do in your neighborhood. You can do that in your building if you live in an apartment. But once you are finished reading a book, you can put it there, and it's kind of like take a book, leave a book type of thing, book swap, and inside maybe write a little message to the next person that's going to receive it. And even though you might not be directly interacting with those people around you, we're still creating that sense of community and sharing literature. So what's better than that? And you can even do it with your child too, or like a children's book swap, which I think is super fun. But yeah, just creating that. Hey, Lady Kirk, good morning. The third one is what they call using soft edges. So like benches, front porches, gardens, to increase interaction, right? So maybe you have down the street from you like a small little park area, or a bench in your neighborhood, or in your apartment complex. Just sitting outside or going for a walk, that can also encourage that interaction with people in your neighborhood. Yeah, we got some great views this morning. I'm glad I turned around. We're going this direction so we can see the sunrise. Beautiful, so gorgeous. Disney cast members, hard at work, appreciate ya. But you're making too much noise. The fourth one is build a community garden. So there's another way to increase that interaction, encouraging a sense of community by creating a garden, right? Where people can come and plant their own flowers, they can plant their own herbs, things like that. Again, increasing that interaction, even if you're doing it indirectly, right? And then the fifth one I thought was kind of cute. Not that I'm handy person by any means. I could put together IKEA furniture, but that's about it. You could start a tool sharing program. So not everybody has a full set of tools, right? And sometimes you're just looking for a screwdriver or a hammer or something that's missing from your toolbox. But creating that like a community tool sharing program where you have a set place where you can share your tools. If someone needs it, they can come down, take a tool, bring it back, and it's just a good way to, again, build that community. So I thought those were cute ideas from the book. Hey, Pete's tummy, good morning. It's gorgeous, right? I don't want to even move from the spot. We're going to stay here just a little bit because the sun is rising right now. So why not take it all in? And again, those fall under the umbrella of, you know, how to create happiness through community. And I love those 5 little tips. I'm sure you can think of plenty more ways to create your own sense of community in your neighborhood as well. I've been thinking for such a long time, actually, when I first started 75 Hard, which was last year, I don't know, I was listening to podcasts and I was like, I really want to create this network for women within my apartment complex because I feel like some people live alone, some people, you know, live with a roommate, but just, again, trying to establish like really strong bonds with women in the community and just having people there for you and being there for people if they need it. So I wanted to start something called the Sugar Club. I don't know, that name just came to me because like you can call on that person when you like need a cup of sugar, right? Or something, you know, you just need something and you can't get out at the moment, you can call on a neighbor. Or just if somebody needs advice or they just need to vent, right? Being sweet back to that person. So there's again the like sweetness, sugar, I don't know. So I've been thinking about that for a while, and that's something that I might start within my apartment complex, is just like having this community for women and to empower them and to also show like you're not alone here. Whether you're living alone or not, like you still have that as a resource. Lynette says, the ABC community has helped me because we have a very small neighborhood. Yeah, I love that. So if you're not, you know, making those connections in your own literal neighborhood, you can branch out, right? And maybe virtually, or have that meetup once a year with people that have a common interest. I think that's so important. Elizabeth says, that's a cool idea. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I don't know, like, I don't know how to start, but I think I might just go down to the leasing office and talk to them. See what they say. We could set that up. Oh my goodness. Lee. Or if someone needs eggs, well done, Law. Excellent. Oh my goodness. A good pun is the key to my heart. Love that. Gorgeous sunrise. I'm gonna stay here for just a little bit longer because come on with this view. Absolutely stunning. This would be a good time of day to, you know, rent a boat, take the boat out on the lake. It's so beautiful. And something that I started doing, because I said to myself recently, like, I would love to learn how to crochet. So I went on Amazon and I bought this beginner's kit for like, it was like $17.99, but it came with all this yarn and all these hooks and all these other things that I don't even know what they are yet, but it's a huge kit for $17.99. And there's like a travel bag that comes with it. I'm like, look at this. So I went online on YouTube, of course, and looked up some beginner videos. So I've been teaching myself how to crochet recently, and I want to like make something. So I just feel like with the idle time that I have, like instead of just sitting and watching TV, I could be crocheting and like creating something. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but still learning, still in the beginning stages. Oh, Lynette, sorry it's rainy and gloomy in Pennsylvania, but I'm glad I can bring this beautiful sight to you. Look at that. So in this book, it's kind of cool because they have, yes, Lady Kirk, you're doing amazing. Thanks. Crocheting is calming. It is, but you know what? I get a little perfectionist, so I like freak out sometimes. So I'm like trying to get in the mindset of like, you're learning. This is fun. This is calming. Relax. But I get a little high strung, no pun intended. But yeah, another thing I like about this book is that it gives you little like happiness tips throughout the book based on whatever topic that they're talking about. And one that I wrote down was take your time to enjoy the journey of your goal while also being mindful that achieving your goal will not fulfill you completely, right? So we have these goals and we think that like you, in completing this, will feel fulfilled. But it's not always about that. And I talked about this the other day with one of my friends that like we have these goals and then once we achieve the goal, we want to level it up. So we create another goal and we're always like searching for more. So I think it's important, kind of like going back to the crocheting thing, enjoy the process, right? Because if you're not enjoying that, like what are you doing? So enjoying every step of the way before you reach that goal is going to give you more fulfillment than just like waiting until you have that goal achieved and then you're like, oh, okay, I did it, what's next? And there are some of my friends from the gym that are actually embarking on their journey through 75 hard, and I'm so excited. I'm like so pumped for them. They're on day 5 because they started on May 1st. And I'm like, please, if you ever need encouragement or you want to talk 75 hard, just text me because I will talk about this all day. And I'm so proud of them. They're doing really great. I think 2 of them had to start over, but that's okay. They're getting right back on the horse. But I said, like, take each day as they come. This is like stuff you should do with life anyway, right? And if you can get through one day of 75 hard, you can get through 74 more days. Like, you can do it. You're capable of doing it. It's just, you know, putting the pedal to the metal. And my one friend that's doing it was texting me this morning, like she's like, I went through my first, 5 days, but she had a weekend in there. So she's like, it was interesting to see how I navigated through the weekend. And for me, that was like the hardest part because you think you have all this time and then things come up because it's the weekend and you're not as regimented as like your day-to-day, your weekday. So I think that's just like a life lesson too, is like kind of taking each day as they come, but like knowing that you're fully capable of getting through and pushing through those challenging times and those obstacles because you've made it this far in life, in 75 hard, whatever the case may be. You are capable of doing that and so much more. Yeah, Lady Kirk, I rip mine out if I miss a stitch too, and then I'm getting all tangled. I'm like, oh my God. Hey, Christina G, good morning. Thank you, Lynette. Yes, hit the like button when you join. Please, please, please. Shamrock Turtle, don't forget to like and subscribe to this wonderful channel. I mean, come on with that sunrise. Yes, thank you. Come on now. It's gorgeous. We're gonna walk towards Beach Club and towards the bridge over there by Epcot because I think we'll get a nice view of the sunrise over there too. I mean, come on. Da, 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 da. I feel like I should just walk backwards. It's fine. They also said, sorry, I can't walk backwards and read and hold this. They also said we need to consider how to turn the idea of the pursuit of happiness into the happiness of the pursuit. Ooh, I'll read that one again. We need to consider how to turn the idea of the pursuit of happiness into the happiness of the pursuit. Love that so much. Izzo, I'm on 75 meh. I'm gonna work toward a 75 hard. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Look at this though. Come on, look at the little path, and then the awnings, and then the flowers, and the gazebo. Just stop it. It's too cute. Just stop. Another happiness tip, link things with experiences. So they say, save big purchases until a noteworthy occasion so that the item is worth so much more than what's on the price tag because it embodies your memory of that time. I love that. So if you're looking to like reward yourself with a big purchase, right? Maybe pair it with something that is either coming up or something that you've achieved. Like when you think about buying new sneakers or new running shoes, right? You're like, oh, I just signed up for a half marathon or my first 5K or whatever the case may be. And you know you're gonna spend a lot on those shoes. Maybe pair it with that memory, like, oh, I just signed up, I'm gonna get these new shoes. And then you'll always remember every time you look at the shoes, this was the first purchase I made, you know, after signing up for the 5K or the half marathon or the marathon, whatever the case may be. Or I just got a new job. I'm going to treat myself to a new laptop, right? Just having those big purchases be kind of paired with some memory. Doing a lot of work over here. So much construction. I wonder if the room rates are a little bit cheaper since there's no pool. I don't know. Of course, I wrote this down because reading is one of my favorite things to do, but they say that reading fiction books improve our ability to register and read each other's emotions. Love that so much. As you may or may not know, 75 Hard got me into reading a lot more nonfiction books that I've kind of ignored my passion of reading fiction. So I want to get back into that because again, it makes sense. It's teaching you how to, you know, like read different characters and understand thought processes of like all different types of people. So it makes sense that it improves our ability to read each other's emotions. I love that. Beautiful insight. And also, literary fiction enhances our ability to reflect on our problems through reading about characters who are facing similar issues and problems. I love that. That's why it's so important in schools to have books that are about, you know, all different types of people. Because you never know what somebody's going through. And just having, you know, different types of books that can relate to different types of people is so valuable and so important. I love this beach. I'm getting so much sand in my shoes, but I don't care. This is probably the best time of day to be here on the sand because it gets very hot during the day, but it's so lovely. Lynette says, made a big purchase at Walt Disney World. We'll remember the meetup. Love that. Yes, that's great too. You're going away on vacation. Maybe you come back with a nice souvenir that reminds you of the place that you went to, right? It's gonna create that memory. Oh, some ducks kind of flew in there. Izzo says, I don't have time to read, so I do audiobooks. I just listen to Worms, Orson Scott Card, and the Naria books. Both are very good for thinking about being human. Love that. Hey, absolutely. Audiobooks, there's no shame in listening to an audiobook. They actually wrote this. It's not just me, but reading is free therapy. I agree. Wholeheartedly. Something I thought that was super interesting, they talk about gratitude journals in this book, right? And some people, including myself, because I like routine and structure and habits and all that, when I had my gratitude journal, it was like, okay, I have to do it in the morning and at night, because it was like this formatted book and you had to fill in certain things and answer certain questions. And I liked it, but they talked about it in the book. If it becomes more of a chore, then you're not like authentically writing in your gratitude journal, right? So they say gratitude journals like once a week are more beneficial than every single day, because then it becomes that routine, it becomes that habit, and we don't want to force gratitude, right? Then it's not authentic. Lynette says, To Kill a Mockingbird affected me when I was younger. I could relate to it a lot because it brought up my father. I love that. Best book that's ever been written. My favorite book ever. Harper Lee was a friggin' genius. Genius! Everybody should read that book multiple times, because every time I read it, I gain something else from reading it. It's just truly amazing. Let's go over to that bridge. I love these little swings in here too, super cute. This one looks very wet. Will not be sitting on that. Yeah, it's a little damp. Does anyone in the chat have a gratitude journal? Because I have one. I gotta pick it back up again. But I love that tip that like you should not be like forcing yourself to do it every day. It should be something that maybe you turn to once a week, right? Or whenever you're feeling inspired to write. But it is important to reflect and to be grateful. But if it's something that's like forced and you're writing the same thing every day, like I'm grateful for my health and my family and my friends, that's not, beneficial. Yes, you should be grateful for those things, but authentically and genuinely be writing those things. I have the, I think it's called the 5-minute journal. I'm pretty sure. I got it on Amazon. And I like it because they have like questions for the morning and then questions for the evening. And it helps you to kind of like reflect on the day too, which is nice. Look at these gorgeous flowers. What? Little magnolias. So pretty. And I can smell them just like by standing here. It's crazy. Gorgeous. This time of year when all the flowers are in bloom is the best. We got Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot, which is so nice. can hear the music at Epcot. We got some ducks down here. Where are they? Yes, love that, Lee. So there's something to be said about actually writing stuff down. Yes, absolutely. You're getting it out, putting it out into the universe. It makes it more of like a tangible concept, right? If you're going through some sort of challenge or struggle and you don't know how to work through it, sometimes the best thing to do is just write it down, to just get it out, because now it's out there and you can work towards either, you know, solving that problem or working through it, because now it's become more real. Sometimes you just got to get it out of your head and you'll feel a lot better. Another wonderful takeaway from this book, they said that studies show that both cycling and walking puts us in a better mood than driving. Who would have thought? They say our senses are more engaged when we walk or bike. Makes perfect sense to me. I was smelling those flowers, I'm walking, moving my body, feeling the breeze, the warm air, hearing the people, the music. It's just engaging all of your senses. I love this too. They said it increases your endorphins. Oh my goodness. Obsessed with that. Have you ever heard of forest bathing? I have. Love it. Or taking it, basically it means taking in the atmosphere of the forest, refers to soaking up the sights, smells, and sounds of a natural setting to promote psychological and physiological health. Like forest bathing or nature bathing. Yes, I'm all about it. And I love that too. On last week's stream through Fort Wilderness, I was getting all the smells of the forest, of the trees. We were seeing so many birds and animals. It was just really a wonderful stream. So if you have not seen that one after this stream, go back and check out last week's stream. Absolutely gorgeous. Still trying to figure out a day that we're going to do our 30-minute group coaching call for my Patreons. So stay tuned for that if you're a Patreon. If not, you can go to learningwithlaw.com and figure out which level is right for you. Izzo says, Mrs. Izzo prefers forest bathing to almost any other activity. I love that. Lynette says, sitting on my deck really relaxes me. Yeah, taking in all the beauty of nature. Captain Kirk says, I have too many endorphins. Love the outdoors. Yes, honestly, same. I'm perfectly content sitting inside my apartment, but I love to just go out on the balcony, right? And just soak in all the sights and sounds and smells. We got some families heading over to Epcot to start their Monday morning. Got the water bottles on the strollers, in the backpacks. They're ready to take on the day. So nice. We're gonna walk back this way because I really want to go check out the inside of the beach club, get our endorphins going. But wow. Beautiful sunrise. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Please do. I mean, if you don't like that sunrise, I don't know what to tell you. It was gorgeous. They also said that forest bathing differs from hiking because it's about taking everything in and stimulating our senses, because it focuses on therapeutic aspects, right? You're not just thinking about, oh, I gotta hike up this side of the hill, or get past these rocks, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. You're focusing on just, your senses, taking it all in. Look at the most beautiful garbage right here with all these flowers. Like, it's a garbage, but it's beautiful. Lynette, yes. Carry that water. Dehydration is not fun. Definitely not. Yep, I'm doing a Diz play-by-play. I know what it's like. I do not have children, but I know what it's like to come to the parks early in the morning, especially Epcot, and as the weather is getting warmer. You are just like, all right, ready to tackle that day. You can see it in their walk. Like, they're ready. They're fully caffeinated, and they're ready to take on the day. You know? I know that walk. I know that feeling. I need I need a Disney park day. I haven't done like a full day in the parks in a while. But I gotta get to Animal Kingdom. That's my favorite park. I could just stay there all day and be perfectly content. They have the best sights, the best food in all of the Disney parks. Hands down. I will debate that forever. All the restaurants are phenomenal. So I could just stay there all day. Tracy Stummy, the Disney Walk. Yes, we know it well. We know it well. This tree is gorgeous. I just want to sit under it and read a book. You know, get the outdorphins going. Read a fiction book, right? Cross off those two happiness tips in one. Yeah, Lynette, Animal Kingdom is the best. That's just my opinion. But as we continue in next week's stream, we're going to talk more about these happiness tips, and I'll review. There are like 6 different key topics that they address that help to bring people happiness. And again, they do studies on this. This is not just pulling it out of the air, right? It is a little dated, like I said. Studies were from 2013 to 2017, but things that we can implement in our daily lives that will leave an impact, right? So let's head on in. Don't mind this construction wall. Nothing to see here. Look at these pretty flowers. And we just walk right past them and not even realize how beautiful they are. Right? We just Disney power walk past them. These are gonna look really pretty once they're all in bloom. Gorge. But just to recap, right? We talked about having that sense of community, right, is going to create that happiness, that overall well-being. Taking time to enjoy the journey of achieving your goal. Linking large purchases to experiences to create that memory. Fiction books, improving our ability to register and read our emotions and other people's emotions. Gratitude journals, not forced, but maybe once a week. Being outside, cycling and walking, forest bathing. Promote overall well-being. We love it. Another happiness tip, buy meaningful experiences that are part of something bigger, something that takes you closer to a lifelong passion. It can provide you with an identity beyond your job, right? Because I feel like a lot of us really identify with our jobs and think that's all there is to us. I'm a teacher, I'm a social worker, I'm a police officer, whatever your job is. You're more than that. and having a greater level of happiness predicts better future physical health. They talk a lot about that in the book. They are beautiful. I'm obsessed with all these flowers. So pretty. That's why I'm like, let's take a moment and just enjoy the flowers. We're gonna head inside and check out the beach club. Thank you. And the first thing I do is just take a deep breath because it always smells so good in this lobby. Are these real or fake? What do we think? Real or fake? Yeah, Captain Kirk, they definitely do. They want you to remember that smell. Oh. Fake, people. They're fake. Wait. No. They're real? That felt like a fake flower. A fake leaf. No, it's real. Wow, fooled me. That's for sure. Definitely fooled me. Look at these cute little flowers. They're really stepping it up. Or am I just being more mindful of what they're doing here? Look how pretty. Captain Kirk, he knows they're real. Lynette says, I guess I've been doing something right. I made it to 73 and still feel good. I love it. These are definitely real too. What a cute little arrangement. Let's see what kind of activities they have going on here too, because I want to do another yoga stream one of these days. Where do they have the activities list? Do they have it on this map? No, they don't. They normally have, oh, I think it's over here. Maybe this is it? Maybe not. No, this is the rules of Disney. Okay. That is not helpful.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do they have like the list of activities?
So normally not this brown table here, but the one down there. They usually put them right there. Actually, I might have gotten an email. But usually Recreation puts them up there for the 8 o'clock. Well,
Oh, okay.
I might have done that.
Okay.
Let me see. Yes, I can read it. I know.
Okay.
Thank you. Of course.
'Cause I know I normally see like the stand with
They
the.
did that for a while.
Yeah.
Having the map, and now they've just been giving us those printouts there.
Okay.
But, I got you.
Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Okay, thanks. So that's nice. We're gonna get a little printout of the daily activities. Because like I said, they normally have like an easel out with the list on there, but I guess they're changing it up. But it's nice to have a little printout so we can kind of walk and talk.
There you are.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. Excellent. So activities for Monday, May 5th. Welcome aboard dance party. That's fun. Are they doing that at the pool? With no pool? I don't know. Complimentary craft in the courtyard. That's nice. Mickey tie-dye, paint your own shell. Making waves pool party. Again, I don't know if those things are happening. 80s music trivia. Nautical necklaces. ABC trivia. Disney Parks bingo. Nautical ceramics. Ultimate Disney trivia. 18 and older. Silent disco. This is cool. How fun is that? And then they have the campfire. And then under the stars, they have the different movies for each day. Very cool. Maybe they're stepping up their game because there's no pool. I think that's what's happening. But who knows? I like that. Silent disco dance party. That's super cool. It starts at my bedtime, 8 p.m., but it's okay. Yeah, Lynette, I think that's what they're doing too, carrying over the flower and garden feel. Actually, you know what? We'll walk this way. We'll stay inside. We haven't been in here. Pete Stummy says they should add the topiaries too, like how they added the eggs for Easter. That would be nice. But again, it's like all maintenance, right? They have to maintain everything that they put out, especially the flowers. That's why I feel like Flower and Garden Festival is not, they don't have all these flowers all year round in Epcot, because then they'd have to maintain them. Especially in the summer when it's super hot, they'd have to water them like every 2 seconds. So we're walking through, and as you can see, or not see, they're doing some work here. But at least on this side, we have some beautiful plants. So I'm excited to continue reading this book and to finish it up this week so I can give you a full report next Monday. Again, the book is called The Little Book of Lykke, Lykke. And the full title and author's name is in the description down below. This is cool. Painting in the Vineyard. Painting class every Friday. Look at that awesome picture you can paint. It's $45. That's pretty cool. Oh, duh. And here's the activities list. I don't know why they don't have it in the lobby, but it's here too. But now I have my own paper copy, which is nice. I don't know if I'm allowed to go out this way. Let's see. Yeah, they definitely cannot last long in Disney all summer. I agree with that. Lee says, thank you for the beautiful stream, Law. Wishing best of luck. Wishing you the best of week for everyone. Okay. Be good, do good, and smile. The world needs it. That is for sure. Look at all this crazy construction. Hey, Peter, good morning. I don't know how you're awake right now, but thank you for joining us. Wow. Doing a lot here in the pool area. Those are all sandbags, because you know that their pool is the sand bottom pool. So I guess they are getting it ready for the summer, which would be nice for the guests. Solid 3.3 hours. Peter, I cannot with you. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. But yes, I want to thank you all for being here today. Really appreciate you for hanging out with me this morning, starting your week out strong on a positive note. We're learning all about happiness. And next week, we're going to do the same. There's more books on my list to read, and I really can't wait to share all the insights with you. If you're looking to support the channel, not only in a Patreon way, but if you want to contribute, you can go. I have my wish list linked down below, and I have tons of books on there. So if there's a book that maybe you want to read but don't have the time, you can send me that book, and I can read it and give you the cliff notes here. Hey, That's a win-win for both of us. So that is completely up to you, but it is linked down below. I want to thank you for being here, and hit that like button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing. I also have a Patreon, learningwithlaw.com. You can pick out the level that is right for you, but I appreciate you so much for being here, hanging out with me. Remember, you belong here, otherwise you wouldn't be here, okay? You belong here. Look at this beautiful light in here. Even though we got some construction going on behind us, still letting in the light. All right, let's turn that around. But I see a lot going on in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Solid, Peter, dudes, ready to go. Just needs a bagel. Yep. WDW Streamfinder says, good morning, Pete. Now go back to sleep, catch it on the replay. Absolutely. He has to tell me about his dream later. Oh my goodness. Lynette says, thank you, Lauren. Always a great way to start the week. Thanks so much. Izzo says, haha, Pete, been up all night. Had a nap yesterday afternoon, and I'm good for a bit. Yes, I will, Peter. No worries. Captain says, thank you for another amazing Monday morning. Have a great week, everyone. Have a great week. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you next Monday. Not sure where. Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo. Not sure which resort we will be at, but if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below once the stream is over, and I will take your suggestion. All right, we'll be back next Monday morning at 6:35. I will see you all real soon. Have a wonderful week. Yes, like and subscribe. Beautiful hotel, Christina, I know. All right, guys, have a great week. See you real soon. Bye-bye.